So hello, welcome to another episode of Life Under Lockdown. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Gerard Gough from Missio Scotland. Welcome, Gerard.
Hi JP, thanks a lot for having us on.
No problem at all. Very impressed, and we've worked before with Missio, and we're always appreciative of the work they do across the world and at home. How are Missio Scotland coping with this outbreak?
It's obviously been difficult. It's been difficult for myself because a lot of the work is done in schools and things like that, and being the designated charity for the primary schools, a lot of work is done kind of this time of the year, and you give assemblies and there's check collections and presentations and things like that. And you start sharing the kind of schools resources and materials and things like that at any given time. So we've still managed to do that, but actually physically being in the schools has been difficult. Obviously, in terms of preparation for World Mission Sunday in October, that's not been too bad. I've been doing a wee bit of work in the background with that. But there's obviously the schools is kind of the main thing. It's been problematic, obviously, because you can't get into them. But obviously the churches as well, doing some work with, individual priests at any given time and doing interviews, yourself. Sometimes it's better to be there physically, and you can spend a wee bit more time, and you can flesh them out a wee bit. So that's been the kind of difficulties from that end. The other people involved, obviously, there's Fr Vincent, who's the national director. He's currently battling Hodgkin's lymphoma, so he was technically self-isolating anyway. So not a lot's changed in that, but he is he's doing well and he's in good spirits. And the finance side of things, there's still people that are very generous and they're donating and things like that. So one of us pops into the office every now and then just to kind of to check that what's come in and things like that. It's kind of the run-of-the-mill stuff sort of thing.
Yeah, we'll pass all the regards to Fr Vincent. Obviously, Brian's in touch with him, being cousins with Brian, but I've not seen him since a few months ago, and it's a shame that this has happened, as well as is happening with the pandemic as well. Such a really bad time, but
yeah,
it's
absolutely. Sorry.
At least he's keeping his spirits up, which is one of the main.
Yes, as indeed, yeah. And he's doing a wee bit of kind of work in the background as well, because he actually he's very good kind of with different types of technology and things like that. So he's been doing a wee bit of work on and kind of doing our own concept of what some of the other missios throughout the world have been doing. Just to kind of let people know that we're still here and we're still working away and things like that. So he's working away and things like that in the background. He's very good that way.
Yeah, and what sort of projects are Missio doing just now in light of this situation?
Well, really, there's a project going on with Missio Australia right now, and it's based around trying to contact people we've helped in the past, and kind of connecting with them and showing that we're still connected, sort of thing, part of the Universal Church and things like that. So we're trying to do our own kind of version of that. So we've spoke to Sister Placida McCann, who's from Greenock but works in Kenya, who we've supported before. Father Bernard, who will be well known to Motherwell Diocese in Zambia. I have spoke to a fellow called Hilton Santige Kamara, who is the head teacher of a new secondary school that we're supporting in Sierra Leone. So just been kind of checking in with him and things like that. And Sister Stella, who also spent some time here, with the Claverian Sisters in Bells Hill in Uganda. So we've been trying to kind of keep that, the idea of, brotherhood, sisterhood within the church, the Universal Church, and kind of, let them know that they're not forgotten about, because I think, understandably, to a certain extent, we're all kind of concerned about our own backyard and things like that. But as Missio Scotland or one of the Pontifical Mission Societies, we need to be concerned about the church in its entirety.
Indeed, yeah, because you are the Pope's charity. What is,
yes.
You mentioned, briefly before we came on air, that the Pope has launched a fund. What is that fund? What's happening with it?
Well, the fund that he's set up is to deal with places that will be struggling as a result of the pandemic, and a lot of times that will be Africa, Asia, and parts of South America. So it's basically to give them a little extra sort of thing, and to try and help them out at a difficult time, because some of the people that we have interacted with, they've said that it's really affected them. For example, the school that's been built in Sierra Leone, all the work has had to stop in that, and also they're running to a very kind of specific time frame, which it would probably be easier to recover here, but it may be a wee bit more difficult there. So it's to try and provide help and assistance to the different people throughout the world who come looking for the projects and looking for the help sort of thing. So the Pope started that off with I think it was £750,000 or dollars, I'm not too sure, but they put quite a lot in the pot to start it off. And Archbishop Del Tosso, he had contacted all the PMS to say, this is the fund that is going to be used to try and help people get through this. And Cardinal Tagle as well, he's supported it. So it's had quite a lot of support, and we did a wee story on it. It's on the website, so maybe you can share it after this.
Yeah, we'll do that. What we'll do is we'll link up that story to this post as well. If people want to support Missio, because obviously it's something, obviously, always kind of caveat, kind of charity appeals and now, because a lot of people are, without work, but some people are still in work and still within their means to support other people and help. We shouldn't lose sight of that that other people are worse than us in some senses. Yeah. How do we support Missio Scotland during this time?
Well, obviously the office is closed at the minute, so that's probably not the best way. But in the article that's attached to the story about the general fund, our bank details are at the bottom of that. If you want to make a bank transfer, and there's if you go to the website, there's a donate section, and it can take you through to our kind of PayPal, which you can donate online. That's probably the best way at the minute. Obviously we can't take anything over the phone or anything like that, and people can still send in checks as they have been doing, and we go into the office every now and then pick them up. But it's like you say, I'm very appreciative of the fact that even parishes in Scotland are struggling in terms of the finances, because they don't have Sunday Mass to celebrate and enjoy with people, and also to receive the collections and things like that. So if you can support us, that would be absolutely fantastic. But if you can't, there's absolutely no problem with that, because we realise it's a very difficult time.
Well, that's fantastic. Gerard, thanks for the insight into what's been happening with Missio Scotland. We absolutely, Sancta Familia, will 100% encourage people, if they can, to support, because Brian's been out in Uganda with you, seen the work that's done on the ground, and it is a grave time of worry for not just the Western world, but also the developing countries at the minute, who really will be hit hard with this if it takes off. So prayer for these people, really, really important. And also giving as well, so we can do that, and we ask people that they do support Missio Scotland. So, and
absolutely, and I know that obviously the schools are closed at the minute, but we're coming into May, which is a very important month, and we've got lots of mission rosary resources that the schools can make use of at home. They can download and print off and use that, obviously. But I would just like to say as well that we're also talking about Missio Scotland and how we work and how we operate, but I'm always keen to stress when I go to schools or anywhere talking about Missio Scotland, that we all have a personal mission. You guys, for example, have been absolutely fantastic in connecting the church here in Scotland, and that's your mission. Your mission is what you've been doing for the past number of years. But we've also had brilliant support, I think, from the Archdiocese and Diocese throughout Scotland, who have really kind of tried to keep people connected and fill the perceived spiritual void. There isn't one, but what people on the outside of the church perceive, and a lot of people have been doing really good work within Scotland, including yourselves, to try and fill that void. So you are actually carrying out your own personal mission in the midst of a very, very difficult time yourselves.
Thanks very much. I'm doing what I can from the confines of my monastic cell in my room.
Yeah.
But it's been great. It's a pleasure speaking to you, Gerard, and I'm glad to see you keeping well, and I hope you continue to stay safe and well, and we get through this together as a church.
You too, JP, and thanks for everything that you do as well.
God bless. Thank you.